Hello, dear children of class 4, and welcome to another online class of general knowledge. Dear children, today's class is going to be real special and real fun for you because you are going to learn about Disneyland. But before I start talking about Disneyland, before I start explaining to you about the various features of Disneyland, I'd like you to understand a term. And that term, I have already mentioned it on the board: theme parks. Now, children, we have all seen parks, right? Small areas which are enclosed, which have beautiful flower gardens, beautiful trees, some equipments with which kids can play, like slides, swings, and stuff. But there are certain kinds of parks which are spread over a very large area, and they are based on a certain theme. Like, water parks are there. Water parks, there, everything that is available is based on the theme of water. Every slide, every pool, every dip, everything based on water. Same way, there are parks which are totally based on joy rides, lots and lots of joy rides. Then you have parks based on what you call haunted stuff. Whole park is made to look like a big graveyard where suddenly, ghost like creatures, they spring up and they instill fear in the people. So like this, many parks are there which are based on certain theme. Such parks are known as theme parks. In the same way, dear children, Disneyland, which was established by Walt Disney himself, is totally based on the characters of Disney. Entire park is made to look like a giant fantasy land where everything is futuristic, everything is entertaining. It will almost be like you have entered a real cartoon world where you yourself are a Disney character and you can actually enjoy it. Now children, some of the examples of theme parks: one is Disneyland itself, then you have worlds of wonder, you have Wonderla, Imagica, right? And you also have that Seven Kingdom. All these are some of the examples of theme parks along with Disneyland. Please try to remember their names. Now, today from all these theme parks, as I told you earlier, we will be learning about Disneyland. And like I told you, Disneyland was totally established by Sir Walt Disney. You remember Walt Disney? He was the person who created the cartoon characters Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and all that. And he established Disney Company, which has totally been a company creating animated movies for children, for children's entertainment purposes. And to entertain children more, to bring the characters of Disney closer to their preferred audience, Walt Disney established a theme park, Disneyland. And like I said, it's the theme park. Its theme is that it's totally based on characters of Disney. Not only Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck only, all the Disney characters ever created. So today we are going to learn about some of those characters. Let's see. The characters are here. We are going to learn about them one by one. Okay. The first feature description is here. The first place you can visit in here is number 1. Here you can meet your favorite characters of Disney stories like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, and many more. Okay, here you can visit the characters of Disney stories, the beautiful princesses like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. So what is this particular place called? Fantasyland. Fantasyland. So you see, dear children, Fantasyland is one place you can visit and you can see all your favorite Disney princesses like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, and many more. Then for number 2, what do you have? It remembers the remote jungles of Africa and Asia. You see, children, this particular place that we are going to learn about, it was created so that people can have real jungle experience without facing any of the dangers of jungle. They were made to look like the remote jungles of Africa and Asia, and this particular place is called Adventure Land. So you see, dear children, Adventure Land is, you can say, a real-time jungle trekking. Those people who are interested in seeing the beauty of jungle, they are interested in seeing the wildlife, but they want to keep themselves safe from any kind of harms of the jungle. For them, Adventure Land was created. One can go to Adventure Land, one can actually enjoy the beauty and excitement and adventures of a jungle without putting themselves in harm's way. Then you have number 3. What's number 3 here? Each version of this land is different and features numerous attractions that depict the view of the future. Dear children, so Walt Disney, when he created this particular structure, he wanted the people to have a look at the future. He wanted this place to be wondrous, futuristic. All the time we think about how future will be, what kind of new gadgets will be there in future. What we have today, we always believe that there will be something more advanced technologically in future. Walt Disney, in his time, he wanted the people to have a glimpse of it. Hence, he built this particular place, which is known as Tomorrowland. You see, dear children, Tomorrowland was totally built on scientific notions, right? It was supposed to show gadgets which would exist in future. Yeah, don't get any ideas. It's not like Walt Disney saw in future and he exactly knew what will be there. He simply took some of the aspects of science fictions and he made an entire theme park out of it. Those who are science nerds, those who wanted to know how people perceived future. See, people in back time had a very different idea about how future will be. Based on that only, Tomorrowland was created. Now we have 4th one here. It was earlier called Indian Village and features Native America's dances and customs. It's called Critter Country. Critter Country. You see, dear children, America's history is always incomplete without the mentioning of the Native American Indians. You see, long before people from Britain went there and settled, there were actually people living in America, those who were called Native American Indians. Actually, the people who came from outside and settled there and later made it America had to fight with them and had to put them in secured areas called reservations. But in order to thank them for giving up their land, in order to thank them for respecting the outsiders and allowing them to stay, America every year it celebrates a festival called Thanksgiving Day. Now, so Walt Disney also wanted to thank these people, also wanted to thank the Native American Indians. So he built a section of his Disneyland to look exactly like an Indian village. In fact, it was earlier called Indian Village only, and it was made to look like a traditional Native American Indian village, the tribal village of America. And the people living there, they were supposed to show all the customs and traditions of the Native Americans to the visitors, so that visitors would know what Native American Indians looked like, how they lived, what were their customs and tradition. Earlier it was called Indian village. Later on, this particular name was changed to Critter Country. Okay, Critter Country. And now we move on to the fifth part. This fifth one, dear children, is the most popular section of Disneyland. Most of the tourists who visit Disneyland and most of the children who go to visit Disneyland, they actually want to visit this particular place only. And why? Let the book tell you this. It is a small recreation of Mickey Mouse world. The kind of Mickey Mouse world which you have seen in television and cartoons, exact same replica, duplicate is laid out, where visitors can meet Disney characters and visit their homes constructed in an attractive style. See, entire part of this particular section is made to look like a Disney world as it is shown in the cartoons. People visiting there can actually meet their favorite Disney characters like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, Pluto, Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck, right? If I go on and go on, it will be a long list. And you can, the most important thing is, you can actually visit the houses of this character. And like I told you earlier, these houses are built in the most attractive style. They are not normal houses like ours. They are built as an exact replica of what is shown in the cartoons or animated movies. This particular place, dear children, is known as Mickey's Toontown. Mickey's Toontown. Okay, Mickey's Toontown. Now, dear children, before we wrap up on this, let me tell you a fact. There is actually a movie made on Tomorrowland as well as Mickey's Toontown. These two particular places have been source of inspiration as well as they have been used as sets for movies. And as a mark of respect, the movies were also named on the places itself, Tomorrowland and Mickey's Toontown. So let's recap once again before we wrap it up. Number one, that is Fantasyland. What is this? Here you can meet your favorite characters of Disney stories like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, and many more. Then, second, Adventureland. It resembles the remote jungles of Africa and Asia. Then the third one is Tomorrowland. Each version of this land is different and features numerous attractions that depict the view of the future. Then you have number 4, Critter Country. It was earlier called the Indian Village and features Native America's dances and customs. And then you have the 5th one, Mickey's Toontown. What it shows? It is a small recreation of the Mickey Mouse world where visitors can meet Disney characters and visit their homes constructed in an attractive style. Remember children, these are not different places. These all are the sections of one theme park. So you can get the idea what a large area they must cover, and that particular large area is called Disneyland. Now, before ending it, there is a fun fact here which I would like to share with you. The first Disneyland ticket was purchased by Walt Disney's brother only, who was a Roy O. Disney, for $1 only. The first person to ever purchase the Disneyland ticket was Walt Disney's own brother. His name was Roy O. Disney. And how much he paid for that ticket? Well, he paid $1. that is in today's rupees, you can say around 70 rupees or something, right? So that's one fun fact. And from there only it became one of the most visited and most adored theme parks of the world. Now children, as a part of your homework, you will write the name of the places and you will write their descriptions as it is mentioned in the book or as I have read them out to you in the video. All right. And those who have book, you will also do quiz time. All right. Thank you very much. Stay safe.